AMK Resource World. Your success, our motto. In this video, we are going to learn about diode resistances. As we know, we have two types of diode resistance. DC, that is known as static resistance, or AC, that is known as dynamic resistance of the diode. Okay, what is diode resistance? It is the resistance offered by the diode when the diode is conducting. See here, we can connect either a DC supply to the diode, or we can connect AC supply to the diode. So based on the supply connected to the diode, we can have a DC resistance, or which is also known as static resistance of a diode, or we can have AC resistance, or which is also known as dynamic resistance of the diode. So here the DC resistance is called as a static resistance. Why? Because the resistance does not change with respect to time. If we connect a voltage, DC voltage, to the diode, based on the voltage given here, we will be getting fixed ID. So at that point, that means you can see here, we have the operating point Q, which is not changing here. It is fixed. Because of this VT, the Q is fixed here, and we are getting this much ID because of this VT. As the point is fixed here, we get the resistance only at that point. So we call that as static resistance of the diode at that Q point. So it can be obtained, or the resistance can be calculated using the relation here, that is the DC resistance is given by VD by ID ohms. Now coming to this AC resistance, as we all know, if I connect AC supply, the alternating voltage or the alternating current, it is a function of time which changes its direction and magnitude with respect to time. That means the voltage is changing and the current is also changing. So you can see here, it is delta VD and delta ID. Because the voltage changes from minimum to max, similarly ID, that is the current, also changes from minimum to max. That means whenever there is a change in voltage, there is a change in current. And what happens to the Q point, which is here on this forward characteristics of the diode? So here the Q point will be keep on moving or changing its position from this end to this end, and hence the resistance does not remain static. The resistance keeps on changing. So we call that resistance as dynamic resistance, AC resistance. And if you want to find the dynamic resistance, then we can write the change in voltage to the change in current, that is delta VD by delta ID. So this will give us the dynamic resistance. Guys, if you like our video, please like, share and subscribe. We will be bringing more such videos relevant to your topics in our channel AMK Resource World. Your success, our motto.